requested to give an update on the case involving Idris Muktar. My name is Charles Kanjama. I'm the lawyer for the family. Here you have Dr Adan Muktar, who is the father of Idris, and several members of the family of Idris. So the brief update we can give is, number one, regarding what has been happening in court. Two suspects have been charged in court. One is called Mohamud, and the other one is called Juliet Njoku. And we've been in court for several weeks. They've been trying to get bail. The Chief Magistrate's Court had given them bail, and the family went to the High Court contesting the grant of bail. And the High Court said that the matter should be reconsidered by the Magistrate's Court, and that is happening today. So this afternoon at 2:30, there will be reconsideration of the question of bail, and fresh pre-bail reports have been prepared by the probation officers. The family has also been trying to pursue investigations because they have been informed on several occasions that those who planned the shooting of Idris, not those who actually carried it out, but those who planned the shooting, were being investigated. And the family has been trying to see how far have the investigations gone. Of course, the family has been quite concerned that there has not been finalization of the rest of the investigations. But as late as Friday last week, they were informed reliably from various sources that investigations were virtually complete. So the family is basically wants to see that those who paid for, those who hired the contract killers, those who hired the assassins, who should be treated as attempted murderers themselves, are also brought to court. And the family is currently quite concerned that nobody else has been arrested since the first two suspects, who are not doing it on their own initiative, were brought to court. The court process is going on, and the family is concerned as to what is the status regarding the office of the DPP and the DCI, who are meant to be ensuring that all those involved in this very dastardly crime are brought to book. The situation of Idris is that he currently is still in a coma, still has a bullet in the head, in a very delicate part of the body that is difficult to get removed from the head. He's under severe and intensive treatment. But the family is insisting that they want the law to take its course, and they are not ready to accept any kind of blood money. They want the investigative and prosecuting agencies to do their job.
Thank you very much. My name is Dr Adan. I am the father of the victim. So as a family, we want to thank the press first of all. The press has been highlighting the issues of Idris, the plight of this family. Today we have given you a very short notice, and all of you are here. So thank you very much for that. Let me say, as a family, our hearts are broken. And we are disappointed with the government agencies tasked to deliver justice to Idris. We believe, and we have been informed, people who are of interest in this case, one of them was Garissa Governor Ali Korane, and his younger brother Mohammed Buno Korane, and they are linked to this case for the following reasons, the way we have learned. The first one, the vehicle that was trailing Idris for about 2 months before he was shot was bought by the younger brother of Ali Korane Buno, who is the governor. And then when he bought, it was driven out of the selling field by his official driver, the governor's official driver. So the governor's driver driven the vehicle from the selling yard. Muhammad Hussein, who is now in custody, was also a security advisor of the governor. And that man is now represented in the court, as we are now out from the court. 5 distinguished lawyers, including a senior counselor. And we've had all those lawyers who are hired through the resources of the county and hired by Korane himself so that he can acquit and bail out this suspect. The motive of this shooting, I think, is now known to Kenya. The motive of this shooting was my son was investigating the fake academic certificates of the council of the governor, and that is what cost him his life. We have now reliably learned that IEBC has given out the information about concerning the certificates of the governor, both what he has presented in 2013 and what he has presented in 2017 when he was vying for. And all of them we've had are fake certificates. He had never owned a master's degree, MBA degree from Nairobi University, and that itself is now enough to make this case a very strong case. We know there were also meetings and telephone conversations between the governor himself and the man in custody now, Hanut Hussein. That he was meeting, I think the lawyer has even an affidavit to that effect, that the governor was meeting his security advisor. Also, all initial statements also, when this shooting happened, all statements taken from the suspects, all implicated Korane and his brother. We are aware Korane is doing all he can do now, as we are speaking, all he can do to conceal all the evidence. And I think one of the tools he's using is a brother of him who is working at the National Intelligence Service. He's called Abdi, and he's the one who's working for him to conceal all the evidence. As a family, we are aware the DCI is facing frustration because we met him twice about this interference of the case. And I think that interference is coming from the clan elders and the political front from Garissa County. So we believe and we can see that you cannot convince Kenyans. You can't convince Kenyans that you have cracked the case of Sharon. You've also cracked the case of Monica. But you cannot do that in the case of Idris. It's not convincing. And if anything, I think this case of Idris is easier to be cracked. Because number one,